Hello, this video is about adjectives. Now, if you remember what I told you in the video about morphology, you'll know it's sometimes helpful to think about prefixes and suffixes. This prefix, ad, might remind you of the word add that you know so well from mathematics. So it might be a clue that when we use an adjective, we are adding meaning to a noun. Here's a typical noun, van. On the left we have a white van, and on the right we have a colourful van. Colourful or white, those are both adjectives. Colours are probably the first thing you think of if somebody asks you for an example of an adjective. Very simple, they are all adjectives. They are used to tell us something about whatever we're discussing. So if we're talking about any object or anything from a shirt to an animal, referencing its colour is probably going to be helpful to show people which one is which. That's a basic use of adjectives. Now, what we can do with adjectives sometimes is we can use them to compare things. That's called a comparative adjective. So we might take this van here, and maybe this is one of those little tiny vans that you see sometimes caterers whizzing about in when they take a few cakes around for a party that they've been booked to do. That van is quite small compared to this van. So this van is smaller than this van. This van is bigger than this van. If there was a crash, it wouldn't take too much imagination to see which van is going to be squashed, because the bigger van wouldn't do a lot of damage to the smaller van. So we're using that ER ending to show the relationship between the two. This van is smaller, this van is bigger. The second type of adjective that I want to introduce you to is the superlative adjective. Now again, you look at the morphology, and the super prefix will tell you that there is something big and great about the superlative. Superlative adjectives are the ones which show us that something is the biggest or the smallest. So this one is the biggest van, or it will be. And you can see there it's practically landing on my head. That's the biggest van. That's a bigger van than this one. And that's the smallest van. And we always make the superlative either by adding est on the end, smallest, biggest. We make the comparative bigger or smaller with an er suffix. Okay, so comparative adjectives show one thing compared to another, but a superlative shows the extreme, the biggest or the smallest. Now, a final word on adjectives. Not all adjectives can be modified in the same way. So here we have an example of two bedrooms. I hope yours doesn't look like the one on the right. You have a tidy bedroom and a less tidy bedroom. Now, if you wanted to stick with using the word tidy, if you didn't want to use the word untidy, then you could describe the bedroom on the right as less tidy. That would be another way of making a comparison using adjectives. So you can stick with the use of the word tidy, but turn it into a negative by using the word less. You could say that the bedroom on the left was more tidy than the one on the right. Of course, it would be easy to say that this one was untidy and that one was tidy. So using the prefix un can help you to turn the adjective around to mean its opposite. Look at one more example. This is what's on television in my house a lot at the moment. Now, if you look at these two TV shows, I will tell you that one of them I like and the other one I can't stand. Now, would you ever do that? If I said that I preferred this program to this program, could I say that it was my favoritist? You couldn't. You can't put the est ending on there. What you'd do is you would say, for me, this is my most favourite television program, whereas this is my least favourite television program. So you can use other words in combination with these adjectives to make the comparison that you want to make. So you can't always add er or est on the end of an adjective. So when you can't, you use other words in combination to make the same comparison. I hope that's clear for you, and that's the end of the video on adjectives. And I'll see you next week.